Tonight, navigating election season. The days leading up to Tuesday have been anything but normal. What you need to know before hitting the polls. Plus, in Wisconsin, we're answering some of the biggest questions about voting in the Badger State. And later, boarding up. Businesses in the Twin Cities are preparing for the worst, why they say extraordinary measures need to be taken.
From CBS3 Duluth, this is the CBS3 News at 10.
Good evening, I'm Anthony Matt. Thanks for joining us. Kristen is on assignment tonight. As we navigate election season in the middle of a pandemic, states across the country have seen a surge in absentee voting. There's also a lot of requested absentee ballots that still have not been turned in. CBS 3's Kendall Jarbo explains what voters need to do to get their ballot in on time.
In Minnesota, there are more than 300,000 outstanding ballots, and around 9,000 of those are from voters in St. Louis County. In the county, around 63,000 people requested an absentee ballot. County officials say that number far surpasses the 16,000 people who voted absentee in 2016. St. Louis County Clerk Phil Chapman says his department has been busy keeping up with the influx of absentee ballots. Chapman says there's a reason for the high number of outstanding ballots.
We think what happens a lot is when people request an absentee ballot, they get it, and then they decide, hey, I'm not going to vote absentee, I'm just going to go to the polling place. So that's kind of, where we have such a discrepancy.
Absentee voters who sent theirs back in or dropped it off can check the status of their ballot online. You also have until 3 p.m. tomorrow to drop off your ballot. Don't mail it back. It won't arrive in time. If you received a ballot but decide to vote in person, Chapman says to destroy the absentee ballot before going to your polling place. Minnesota offers in-person voting from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. tomorrow. Remember, you can register tomorrow as well. To find your polling location, head to cbs3duluth.com.
Thanks, Kendall. Minnesota's 8th District candidate Quinn Nystrom says she's feeling cautiously optimistic going into Election Day. The Democratic candidate held an outdoor campaign event in Duluth today. She says in 2018, Minnesota saw low voter turnout in some precincts. She's working to make sure everyone knows their voice matters. Nystrom says meeting people and hearing their stories keeps her pushing toward the finish line.
I'm motivated by the people who want a better district, want a better state, want a better country. And they believe that by voting for me, that I will represent the people when I go to Washington, D.C. to represent them.
Nystrom says being the first woman nominated as a candidate for the 8th District and possibly the first woman to represent the 8th District also keeps her motivated. We did reach out to Republican incumbent Pete Stauber's campaign about his final message to voters, but we have not heard back. Stauber is hosting a small watch party tomorrow night, but media is not allowed to attend. Turning to the national picture, it's no surprise Election Day 2020 is nearly here, and amid historic turnout numbers, both presidential candidates spent the day making their final pitch to swing state voters with a particular emphasis on Pennsylvania. Here's Natalie Brand.
With Election Day just hours away, President Trump and Democratic presidential nominee Joe Biden are still out on the campaign trail.
Tomorrow, we can end the presidency that has divided this nation.
On Monday, the two candidates spanned across 5 battleground states. The president hit 4 states with 5 rallies.
Tomorrow, we are going to win this state, and we are going to win 4 more years in the White House.
Joe Biden began the day with an unexpected stop in Cleveland. Before moving on to Pennsylvania, he was joined by Lady Gaga in Pittsburgh.
Folks, I have a feeling we're coming together for a big win tomorrow.
President Trump also stopped in the Keystone State. While in Scranton, Joe Biden's birthplace, he acknowledged that he's trailing Biden in several polls.
I have foreign leaders calling me saying, are they serious? I say, one of them called, said, I see that you're down a little bit in a poll. I said, can you believe this could happen to me?
President Trump denied a report that said he plans to declare victory if he's ahead on election night, but the president also hinted at a legal fight. On Twitter, the president referenced a recent ruling by the Supreme Court on counting mail-in ballots in Pennsylvania, claiming without evidence it will allow unchecked cheating and saying it will induce violence in the streets. Biden's running mate, Senator Kamala Harris, accused the president of trying to undermine Pennsylvania voters' confidence.
He's doing it to distract from the fact that he actually has no record to run on.
More than 97 million Americans have already voted. That's the biggest ever early vote total and nearly 2/3 of all the ballots that were cast in 2016.
Now, Twitter flagged President Trump's tweet about Pennsylvania's mail-in ballots, adding a note that said its content is, quote, might be misleading. And Dave's here for our first look at the weather. Dave, hard to believe that on a November day like today, it might get even a little bit warmer this week.
Yeah, I hope I'm right, too, and you don't have to put that might be misleading thing in front of my forecast here. But all indicators indicate it's going to be much warmer than normal, close to 60 degrees. And we started the process today. Our top temps ran from 46 in Ely to 55 in Superior, even 56 degrees down the road in Ashland, and the rest of us were in between. The normal is 43. I think this warm spell is going to be with us during the work week and maybe a portion of next weekend, because of twin high-pressure systems over the center part of the United States, keeping cloud development down and allowing a lot of extra solar radiation into our area, and also pulling up a southerly wind for many days. All that combines and conspires to make things pretty toasty, including on Tuesday, where we'll have a mostly sunny to partly cloudy sky, daytime start at 32, evening finish at 59 degrees, 16 degrees warmer than normal. There is an end date on this warm spell, though, and I'll show you that with our 7-day forecast in just a few more minutes.
Thanks, Dave. Back to politics. A record number of Wisconsin voters have already cast their ballots since early voting started months ago. One question that's come up quite a bit is, can you change your ballot? Christina Laurie has the details.
State law says that if you've returned your absentee ballot, so if you sent it back in the mail, if it's been received or returned to your clerk, that you may not vote a in-person ballot at the polls on election day.
There were opportunities to cancel your ballot, but not this close to the election. Another common question is what to do if you made a mistake and put your ballot in the mail Friday or Saturday after the recommended mail-in deadline.
You can track your absentee ballot. You can see if it's arrived at your clerk's office. You can check your voter registration. You can find your polling place.
All of that can be done at myvote.wi.gov, the state's official website. But if on election day you still see your ballot is in transit, there's nothing you can do. Even if it's on its way, there is no way you can cancel it.
Those local election officials are trained in contingency planning and are able to engage law enforcement when that's appropriate.
And that brings us to our final question. How should you deal with voter intimidation? Wisconsin is on the list of 5 states that could see issues with militia members intimidating voters at polling sites tomorrow.
I think it's important to note that there's no information to lead us to believe that there will be any specific threats against polling sites. And I think that, Wisconsin voters should really feel confident if they choose to cast their ballot at the polls on election day.
And the final question, if you're still in line at 8 p.m. on election night, will you get to vote? The answer to that is yes. In Wisconsin, the polls close at 8 p.m. That means as long as you're in line by that time, you will get to vote, and your vote will be counted. Tonight, we're hearing from city officials in Duluth about the fire that happened around 9:30 Sunday morning at the Pastorate Terrace building in downtown. The building has been the source of controversy for decades. CBS 3's John Carnelli found out those who once owned the building are now saying the city could have done a better job in maintaining it.
Fire crews are staying tight-lipped surrounding the fire at the Pastorate Terrace Sunday morning.
Still under investigation at this point. As we're working with local contractors and, like I said, structural engineers to determine the safety and the integrity of the building before we can actually send anyone inside.
The former home of the Cozy Bar has been the source of much controversy over the last 10 years.
Yeah, you can't make this stuff up.
That's Miles Ringsred. His family owned the building years ago before DETA took over after it was tax forfeited. The Ringsreds have saved the building by taking legal action against the city, which is still ongoing.
The timing of it is just sort of Shakespearean in terms of just the timing of it. Right before the DETA and the city were going to be making a big step forward and actually protecting it.
Just days ago, DETA authorized city staff to spend up to $135,000 to repair the property for winter, pending approval from the city council. Ringsred says this fire is to be expected as the building has been neglected.
the law is that their desire to protect this resource is supposed to be their paramount concern. I think time and time again we have seen that is not.
However, city officials say funds will still go before the city council on November 9th.
The city of Duluth has received very strong language from the Court of Appeals in terms of their expectations, and this action is a part of our compliance with that court order.
Adding to the long line of controversy for the vacant building.
Rings Red says if the exterior of the building is not seriously damaged, his family will continue to fight to save the building. Chief Creuset says if it has 60% damage, demolition should be considered. Still to come on Live Local CBS 3, Olympic gold medal winning curler John Schuster made a stop at UMD today. Why he was there coming up next. And later, why businesses are boarding up ahead of tomorrow's election.
Record high temp for this day to 71 degrees from 19.3. Week ahead, I don't think we'll get into the 70s, but 60s are doable. We'll talk about for how long and when our next rain chance will roll around, coming up after the break.
Live, local, CBS 3 News at 10 with Kristen Vaki, Anthony Matt, Kelly Hinson, and weather with meteorologist Dave Anderson on Live, local, CBS 3.
The Kelly Clarkson Show, right here.
Weekdays at 3 on CBS 3.
Truck toppers, lids, liners, and accessories. Northwest Outlet is your truck topper headquarters of the Northland. Northwest Outlet has a large variety of ARE toppers for all makes and models of trucks, foreign or domestic, in all kinds of custom colors and styles and free installation. ARE's smooth, sculptured profiles and tight fit make it hard to see where the cab ends and the topper begins. Beautiful and rugged ARE has the highest quality construction for strength and durability. Northwest Outlet, 1814 Belknap Superior, the store that saves you more.
The balances on your credit cards are worse than your yoga poses.
It's going to be a stretch to make those payments.
Call Consolidated Credit. They can lower your interest rates to get you out of debt fast without destroying your credit. The program works. Call Consolidated Credit. Call
1-800-322-8269. 1-800-322-8269.
They want to ban planes and cars, even cows. And who's extreme enough to help them do it? Radical liberal Quinn Nystrom. Their plan would abolish mining, kill manufacturing, cost trillions of dollars, and destroy thousands of jobs in Minnesota. Quinn Nystrom and her extreme allies will stop at nothing to enact their radical agenda. Stop Quinn Nystrom and stop them from destroying our way of life.
I'm Pete Stauber, and I approve this message.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, and as you know, my passion is to help each and every one of you get the best sleep of your life. That's why I created my new Giza Dreams bed sheets. The first night you sleep on my sheets, you'll never want to sleep on anything else.
Go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen right now to get your very own MyPillow Giza Dream sheets. Use the promo code, and Mike will give you 2 for 1 low price and free shipping.
For the best night's sleep in the whole wide world, visit MyPillow.com.
What do you get when you add care from Essentia Health and coverage from UCare? Essentia Care, now available for a more affordable price. Essentia Care's Medicare Advantage plans have premiums that start at $0 per month in select counties. You'll be able to see your Essentia Health provider at our 15 hospitals and 71 clinics. Plus, Essentia Care plans allow you the freedom to see any provider who accepts Medicare. Compare and shop plans at ucare.org/EssentiaCare.
The Kelly Clarkson Show, weekdays at 3 on CBS 3. Now, the CBS 3 Duluth Weather Max forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
Thanks to air pressure that's high, the sky is blue over the old Empress Coffee Factory in the western part of Duluth, and it was blue sky across the rest of the region as well. A pair of highs will dominate the middle parts of the U.S. pretty much for the next 5 days or so. We might not see a cloudier day until Saturday, and we may not get any precip until next Sunday. From now until then, it'll be high, dry, and warmer than normal, just like today. Perhaps tomorrow even warmer than it was today. Well, how is it now? Let's take a look at the current conditions. From Duluth International, we have a reading of 43 degrees. 60% is the relative humidity, and there's a westerly-northwesterly wind going at 8 miles per hour, so that's really come down Over the weekend, we were getting gusts towards 50 here. And barometric pressure is at 29.98 inches of mercury, 1,015 millibars, just a little bit higher than normal right now, but those twin highs should get closer and strengthen tomorrow. What do we get right now for temperatures around the rest of the region? 31 Watersmeet, 34 Ironwood, 37 for Ashland, and down to 30 in Hayward, and 37 to 42 from Solon Springs to Superior. Down around the Moose Lake region, including Barnum, we're at 30 straight up there as well. Warmer by the lake, you know, with 40s happening here near the lake in Two Harbors and on Park Point, Silver Bay as well. But you get towards the Iron Ranges, the Mesabi's dipping into the 20s, at least in the middle part of the range, and the Vermilion's at 30. International Falls, border country, low 30s there. What we're looking at for low temps tonight could be 20s for the inland parts of Minnesota and down towards Hayward, and then lower 30s for the rest of us, followed by high temps tomorrow. That'll be in the upper 50s to the lower 60s. Doppler map right now shows the highs, one to the west, one to the south, doing a great job at keeping all the clouds at bay. And frankly, they will be continuing to do that, keeping us sunny and warm from Tuesday through Saturday. Sunday will be a day where we start to issue in a little bit of change. It'll still be warmer than normal in the mid-50s on Sunday, but this low-pressure system coming in brings rain Sunday. And then on Monday, when its cold front comes through, it turns over to a mix, and we drop our high temps back into the 30s. So we may end up cooler than normal then. Enjoy this warm spell while you can. Tonight, here's what we're enjoying temperature-wise in Minnesota. The low temps will go from 27 to 35 degrees with a partly cloudy sky. And it should be partly cloudy for the UP and northwestern Wisconsin, with low temps there, 29 to 33. For tomorrow, daytime highs, Wisconsin and Michigan, 59 to 63 degrees. Normal's 43. Partly cloudy sky there. And partly cloudy sky in Minnesota with highs 56 to 62 inland and maybe 53 to 58 on the North Shore. And now taking a look at that extended forecast, the twin highs flex their muscles and dominate our sky through Friday. Start to give way a little bit on Saturday. Clouds creep in, setting us up for 30 to 50% chances for our next round of precip Sunday and Monday. And the high temperatures, Tony, as you can see, upper 50s to about 60 through Sunday, then only 37 come Monday. Reality returns with a vengeance, perhaps.
Find me in the deer stand wearing blaze orange shorts and a T-shirt, my goodness. No need for a jacket this year.
And white legs.
Yeah, very white. Thanks, Dave. Some UMD students got a lesson from an international champion today. Olympic gold medal winning curler John Schuster went from training to a teaching role at the Duluth Curling Club. The Chisholm native gave physics students a lesson on elastic and inelastic collisions on the curling sheet. Students agreed that this was a fun way to experience what they were learning.
The biggest part is because of COVID, it's so rare that we get to be in person for things like this. So it's helpful for a lot of students to be able to physically picture these things, and that's not something we really get to do over Zoom.
Meanwhile, Schuster says it's always a good day when he can get out and teach the sport he loves.
You know, anytime us as curlers, especially myself, get a chance to, kind of share our sport and maybe help learn a thing, like maybe I'll get some learning out of this day too about kind of the physics of our sport. I generally try to jump at those kind of opportunities.
The class was taught about the fundamentals of curling and then put their skills to the test. Still to come on Live Local CBS 3 in the Twin Cities, the police are gearing up for more possible civil unrest after the election. See how some local businesses plan to keep their buildings safe.
CBS 3 live cams are brought to you by Kohler Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac. You're not just getting a car, you're getting Kohler.
From the kennel to the coop, whatever the season, Fleet Farm has everything to keep your animals happy and healthy. Whether you're getting them through the winter season, mastering those retrieval skills season, or wondering who takes care of who season. There's a reason people say, if Fleet Farm doesn't have it, you don't need it. Because we have it all. Fleet Farm. Built for real life.
You hate coming home to a dark house, and leaving lights on all night drives utility bills out of sight. You need the Bell & Howell Bionic Spotlight, the outdoor motion sensor light that turns on the instant motion is detected and turns off when the motion stops. Bionic Spotlight is solar powered, so there's no expensive wiring or batteries to change. The instant the motion sensor detects movement, Bionic Spotlight triggers 8 high-intensity LED lights that shower the entire area with light and then shuts off 30 seconds after it stops. So you can spend hundreds of dollars on an outdoor lighting system, or you can get the motion-activated Bionic Spotlight for just $19.95 with free shipping. Bionic Spotlight is backed by our 5-year warranty. But wait, if you order right now, you can double the offer and get a second Bionic Spotlight. Just pay a separate fee. And when you call, ask about the contractor's discount on the complete 6-light home value set. Here's how to order.
Call 1-800-354-3295 or go to BionicSpotlight.com. That's 1-800-354-3295 or order online at BionicSpotlight.com.
DiscoverPC.net out-of-the-box experience. We transfer all your data from the old device to your new one. Install your printer, get your applications installed and set up. So when you get home, your device is ready to use. Contact us for your out-of-the-box experience.
Mining. It's a part of Minnesota's history that affects everyone in the Northlands still to this day.
Watch Eye on Mining with Kristen Vaki every Tuesday at 10. Brought to you by Iron Mining Association, Range Regional Airport, and Miners National Bank of Evelyn. Only on live, local CBS3.
It isn't always easy living in the Northland. Up here, we have to count on our neighbors and let them know they can always count on us. I have the honor of serving our community in the State Assembly. Down there, I'm fighting to make healthcare more affordable and broadband more accessible. My opponent has other ideas. He wants to help companies like Foxconn give tax cuts and bailouts to billionaires, leaving us behind. I'm Beth Myers, and you can always count on me.
Boat inventory on select London 19 and 20 models available.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Let's check in with meteorologist Caitlin Moffitt this morning.
And the below average trend
Thanks so much for joining us. So wake up with us starting at 5 a.m.
Watch Caitlin and Jenna in the morning at 5 and 6 a.m. on CBS3.
The Kelly Clarkson Show, right here.
Weekdays at 3 on CBS3.
The Minneapolis Police Department says it will continue to plan for the worst and hope for the best when it comes to security after the election. MPD is working in close collaboration with local, state, and federal law enforcement partners. Their goal is a highly visible force they believe will be able to prevent and quickly respond to any acts of civil unrest. Here's Red Chapman from the Twin Cities.
Chris Evans and his crew from 10th Floor Property Management are busy taking care of some preventative maintenance.
It's a lot cheaper putting these boards up than what it is to replace the windows.
This plywood was used to protect property during the uprising that followed the death of George Floyd. Now it is going back up just in case there is unrest after Election Day.
So we're just covering our businesses, making sure everybody stays safe.
Minneapolis police say as with any time when activity may be higher than normal in Minneapolis, there is increased police presence. The election is no different. Throughout Election Week, a multi-agency law enforcement operation will be in place in Minneapolis and across the metro area.
We're just going to try and get ahead of it this time a little bit, and maybe we're overreacting a little bit, but we're going to be on the safe side of the whole thing. So.
Lloyd Thurston, owner of Thurston Jewelers in Uptown, is not taking any chances. He is boarding up windows, but is encouraged to know there's a plan in place in case things get out of hand.
I'm glad they're working on it and concentrating on it a little bit because, we don't want this to happen again.
We're told increased presence of law enforcement will look similar to what we saw during the Super Bowl and Final Four events. Right now, the Minnesota National Guard says it is constantly preparing for contingency support requests and will be ready to assist if needed.
The biggest fear is they don't react fast enough if there is civil unrest.
Thurston believes most business owners are hoping more police presence is enough to keep the peace and ensure everyone is safe.
MPD says it is keeping lines of communication open and working with everyone to provide a safe environment for all on Election Day and beyond. Coming up in sports, highlights from tonight's crosstown clash in volleyball. Kelly's in next.
Season 2 is
The
here,
Kelly
y'all.
Clarkson Show, weekdays at 3 on CBS3.
It's the Veterans Day sale at Home Furniture. Everything is on sale. Plus, take an extra 10% off sale prices on any purchase with 0 down, no interest financing until 2022 and free no contact shipping on orders $4.99 or more. The Veterans Day sale, now at Home Furniture.
Ready, set, internet. Extreme has the speed and price to get you online fast. Stop waiting and get going for as low as $19.99 a month for a year with speeds from 60 meg up to 1 gig. Powerful in-home Wi-Fi and 99.99% network reliability. Extreme has what you need to stay ahead and stay on track. Hurry and get Extreme Internet for as low as $19.99 a month for 1 year. Dial 844-EXTREME2.
It's coming. You ready? Because Toro's Snow Days sale is here. With the #1 brand in snowblowers, you will dominate winter. And now during Toro's Snow Days, get up to $100 off select 2-stage snowblowers, up to $40 off select 60-volt battery snowblowers, and up to $50 off select single-stage snowblowers. Plus great financing offers. Win winter with Toro.
We've been through a lot this year, and it all feels so personal. Your health and your family's well-being, the businesses you built, your kids' education. So many of you have told me that you want us to move forward, get this virus under control, rebuild American manufacturing, support innovation and small businesses. Make America work for all of us. I'm Tina Smith, and I approve this message because we get it done when we work together.
Medicare isn't everyone's favorite thing to shop for, but with UCare, it might be worth a browse because right now, UCare is offering a $0 premium plan statewide. And unlike original Medicare, you also get prescription drugs, doctor visits, dental, hearing, and glasses. Fire off any questions to a decomplicator today. Hey, it's what we're here for. UCare, people-powered health plans.
My part-time service in the Army National Guard makes it possible for me to be more for the community I call home. I'm a better neighbor because my service has taught me to understand how important it is to be a team player. My training helps me at work when I lead by example. My service in the Army National Guard allows me to keep my community and those I care about safe from threats. Learn more about how you too can live and serve part-time close to home by visiting NationalGuard.com.
During the Veterans Day sale at Home Sleep Express, get an extra 10% off sale prices on any Thomas Cole, Luxuria, or Heirloom mattress. Free shipping plus financing with 0 down and no interest until 2022. This copper-infused queen memory foam mattress is just $8.99. The Veterans Day sale at Home Sleep Express.
Now, CBS3 Sports with Kelly Hinson.
Well, if we learned anything from the Vikings-Packers game this weekend, it's that no matter what the numbers say going into a matchup, you always have to get, we're talking about, you always have to get up to play your rival. I thought I was reading Packer highlights, and let's just get to the highlights. Duluth East, Duluth Denfeld, both sides really need of a big win tonight. The Hunters jump out to a big first set lead. East battles back to bring an 11-point deficit as close as 6. Riley Panger with the kill, but Denfeld kept their foot on the gas. Jordan Mitchell, hammer time, put a little mustard on that one. They would later close the door as Sydney Larson goes up to Allie Allers. The Hunters take the opening set 25-16, and the second more the same. This time it's Anna Pozniak. East could later come back and force a fifth set, but the Hunters win at Duluth East 15-16 in the fifth set. Up on the Iron Range tonight, a battle of previously unbeaten teams. Greenway picked up a big win at Chisholm. The Raiders are now 7-0 on the season. As we near the beginning of the 2020 high school basketball season, Hermantown's Ellie Schmitz has announced her commitment to play college basketball at the University of Sioux Falls. Schmitz helped lead the Hawks to a 23-3 record last season, plus an appearance at the state tournament. Schmitz made an announcement via Twitter thanking her family and her coaches for supporting her along the way. Guys, now we get to the Vikings highlights. Here we go. We're a Vikings fan if you made it this far into the season and still have that hope of being above 500 or maybe even possibly being in contention for the division. I admire your hope and perseverance. But hey, yesterday had to help. Davlin Cook ran all over the Green Bay Packers at Lambeau Field. Cook finished the day with 226 total yards and 4 touchdowns. both season highs for him. Cook touched the ball on 32 of Minnesota's 52 total offensive snaps, taking the workload off of Kirk Cousins. The Vikings tallied a huge 28-22 road win over the division rivals to keep them from dropping out of contention. In the NFC, it was Mike Zimmer's first win over a Matt LaFleur-led Packers team, and a win they'll look to build on moving forward.
You know, he played an awful lot yesterday, but he felt great. You know, so it seemed like every time he was in there, we were moving the ball really well. So and part of that is, you know, with him being in there, that the defense expecting some of the runs, so some of the other things opened up. But yeah, we're going to have to ride this guy. He's a good player. Not that we don't have confidence in Alexander Madison, because we do. He had some good runs. He just didn't get a lot of opportunities yesterday.
Vikings are back at home against the Lions next Sunday. As for the Packers, Sunday's loss was not the only blow of bad news. This morning, the team announced that a player has tested positive for COVID-19, and multiple outlets, including NFL Network and ESPN, did report today that the positive test was rookie running back A.J. Dillon. Green Bay did place the COVID-19 reserve this morning on Dillon and conducted all of their football activities remotely today. They did allow certain players into the building for body recovery workouts on a distance basis. He's the first active Packers player to test positive for the virus so far this season. Head coach Matt LaFleur says that all signs point towards playing on Thursday night in San Francisco as scheduled.
It's the situation that we're presented with, and we're going to make the best of it. It's not an excuse to go out there and play bad or anything like that. It is what it is, man. And you got to adapt and adjust. And that's just the circumstances that we're dealt with. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is.
And they are still scheduled to play on Thursday night against San Francisco. That's going to do it for sports. We'll be right back after the break.
CBS3 closed captioning is brought to you by Essentia Health Pharmacies, keeping things safe, simple, and convenient through mail, local delivery, drive-through, and curbside pickup services.
First, the radical left came after Republicans like me.
Then the radical left came after police officers like me.
Now they're coming after you. We live in dangerous times. That's why I'll always defend the police and your Second Amendment right to defend your family. Tina Smith has already voted against both. I'm Jason Lewis, and not only do I approve of this message, I guarantee it. Not bad.
Let's keep practicing.
They want to ban planes and cars, even cows. And who's extreme enough to help them do it? Radical liberal Quinn Nystrom. Their plan would abolish mining, kill manufacturing, cost trillions of dollars, and destroy thousands of jobs in Minnesota. Quinn Nystrom and her extreme allies will stop at nothing to enact their radical agenda. Stop Quinn Nystrom and stop them from destroying our way of life.
I'm Pete Stauber, and I approve this message.
Their price, $30,000. Your price, $20. Can you tell the difference? Even expert jewelers have a difficult time distinguishing the Diamond Z4 CZ from mined diamonds because of their similarity. This exquisite ring features a flawless simulated diamond center stone of 2 3/4 carats, surrounded by over 1 1/4 carats of round and tapered flawless baguettes. One jewelry industry professional marveled at their beauty and brilliance.
It's exceedingly rare to see such flawless stones.
He's right. Comparable solitaires made of diamonds can cost up to $30,000. Your price through this special invitation will be only $20. And for a limited time, you can also receive this beautiful band with 1.92 carats of diamond Z4s. You get both CZ rings totaling over an astounding 6 carats for $20. So call or click now.
Call 1-800-577-5801 to get your Diamond Z4. Call now or go to diamondz4.com. So call 1-800-577-5801. Call now.
What do you get when you add care from Essentia Health and coverage from UCare? Essentia Care, now available for a more affordable price. Essentia Care's Medicare Advantage plans have premiums that start at $0 per month in select counties. You'll be able to see your Essentia Health provider at our 15 hospitals and 71 clinics. Plus, Essentia Care plans allow you the freedom to see any provider who accepts Medicare. Compare and shop plans at ucare.org/EssentiaCare.
Well, last Friday, we told you about a 5th grade class at Piedmont School, there we go, that launched a weather balloon. Well, that balloon made quite the journey. The balloon traveled nearly 100 miles to the shores of Mineral Lake in Marengo, Wisconsin. The balloon also soared to 65,000 feet, giving the cameras on board quite the view. Organizers say this is the highest they have ever had a balloon go with an elementary school class. That's really cool. Dave, you say it's very uncommon for those to be found as well,
About 10 to 20%. They
Crazy.
figure Hudson Bay is peppered with old radio zones, which is the name for the instrument pack tied to a weather balloon.
Interesting.
Well, maybe if these guys made their own, they had a better locating system than the government comes up with. Well, let's see what's coming up for the forecast this week, and it looks like a nice one. High pressure will have a hold of our sky probably all the way through Saturday, so partly cloudy to mostly sunny for most of the days. High temps will be pretty close to 60 degrees, perhaps all the way through Sunday. Then reality returns on Monday, and we fall into the 30s with a chance for some snow.
All right, thanks for joining us. Have a great night.